What's up, guys? It is Thursday, May 11th, and this video is all about if you are truly flexible or if you just hide under the term flexible dieting. And the reason behind this video is because of the negative press. The reason I'm making this video is because the negative press around flexible dieting and IFYM, and I want to clear that up a little bit and just talk a little bit more in depth about both of those things. So if you don't know, IFYM is if it fits your macros, and then flexible dieting. They are kind of the same, kind of not, but what it means is that you count your macros. And the whole deal with macros, your macronutrients, your proteins, carbs, and fats, and it's under the fact that if you stick to those three macronutrients and you hit those macronutrients, no matter what foods you eat, as long as you hit those, that you can lose weight, gain weight, reach your goals, etc. And the reason flexible dieting is so great is because it doesn't make you have food guilt anymore. Their foods aren't labeled healthy or not healthy, bad or good. And that's a fact. In my nutrition textbook that doesn't talk about macro counting, that says there's no such thing as good foods or bad foods. There are foods that are better for you, and there's foods that are more energy dense or nutrient dense, but there's no such thing as a good food and a bad food. So you need to stop labeling food that way. But with flexible dieting, it allows you to eat funner foods or bad foods and still reach your goals. And this is kind of a new concept. It's a new fad, I would say, but it's been around for a really long time, and it's just now catching traction, which is very, very good, because I think it's important to realize that you don't need to feel guilty about your food. You don't have to eat just vegetables and chicken to reach your goals, although those are great options too. You can also live a fulfilling life and still reach your goals. And the reason macros is so important to me is because it helps me, it's changed my life, first of all, but it's also just helped me with food. I will not say I've ever had an eating disorder, but I used to have disordered eating habits. And some of the things I used to do, now I'm realizing that I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to act that way, and I didn't need to feel that way. And I think learning how to count your macros, I'll always say, even if you don't think macros are what you need to count, or if you don't want to weigh your food or anything like that, I think it's important to learn about macros and learn about nutrition and all of that to be able to get to a more sustainable place. Yes, right now at the moment, I do weigh out all my food. I do track all of my food, but it's for now because I'm a competitor. But it will get to the point where this knowledge that I have applied has taught me and will allow me to have longevity, in the sense that if I stop counting macros tomorrow, I still have the knowledge about what food is and what is in food and how to read nutrition labels, which I also find important, to be able to live a life and maintain a similar weight, because I know what my body needs. I know that I need protein, carbs, and fat. I know that I also need micronutrients, and I know that going to get an ice cream cone isn't going to kill me or kill my progress. And that's the important thing to learn, is that you can eat other foods, and you can eat foods that are deemed bad for you and still reach your goals and not feel bad and not have to. It's just, you can do a lot of things. And I talked about it in an Instagram post. It was this post where I talked about what flexible dieting means to me. And I'll just read it a little bit. It means family dinner. It means being able to sample my sister's cheesecake. It means queso with friends. It means belly laughs from a girls' night with wine. It means stopping at a gas station on a road trip and grabbing a snack. It means donut runs. It means eating ice cream with your best friend when she's sad because a boy was mean to her. It means enjoying the spontaneity in life. It means that I don't feel food guilt and I am more educated. It means I no longer look at food as good or bad. It means sustainability. It means adherence. It means flexibility. It means freedom. And it means friendships like this one, because it's a picture with Mish. And then I go on to say, not everyone may understand IFYM or flexible dieting or even like it, but for me, it's changed my life. I won't always weigh all my food and track it in an app, but I'll always have the knowledge and now the ability to eat and eat freely, without restrictions, without guilt, and with the realization of what being flexible truly means. So this whole video is about what being flexible means. So are you an actual flexible dieter, or are you actually flexible with your diet, or do you hide under the guise of being a flexible dieter? So are you able to let go of that scale or let go of the unknown? If you go to a restaurant, if they don't have it in MyFitnessPal, can you guesstimate and be okay? Can you not have to weigh everything? Can you again guesstimate and it be okay? Can you have the freedom to go out to eat with your family and it be okay, even if you don't know exactly how your meal was prepared? Can you be in a range of your macros? Can you choose a less macro-friendly meal, or do you need to have your exact meal? And the reason I ask these questions is because it's not always been that way for me, and it's not always been that way for a lot of people. And just because you can fit a Reese cup into your macros doesn't mean that you're flexible. It means that you are set in your ways, and you have to, you are using flexible dieting as a way to have power. And I do think flexible dieting has given me power over my food, so that food does not control me anymore. But if you're constantly thinking about food, always need to weigh it, needs to be to the exact gram, or your whole day is off and you need to go do extra cardio. You cannot go out to eat because it is too hard to know the unknown. That's not being flexible. Being flexible is just that, being able to change your plans and be on the go. Whenever I'm home, and now that I live at home, I still do this. I always ask my family, what meals are we eating together, or what meals can we have together? And I will plan my whole meals around that. I don't care if I have to have if I have to have a smaller meal or a meal that's less fulfilling, or this meal isn't going to be fulfilling, it doesn't matter, because it's time with my family. It's time cooking with my mom. It's time with my family. It's time cooking with my mom. It's time that I get to sit down at the table and be eating the same meal as everyone else I'm with. It's just, being flexible means so much more than fitting something into your macros. It's about actually being able to guesstimate. It's being able to be okay with the unknown. And it's being able to not feel that because you didn't maximize or optimize your macros that day, that everything's going to be okay. It's knowing that even if you're a little bit hungry because you didn't volume eat because you ate with your family, it's going to be okay. It's knowing that macros are not the end all be all of your life. At the end of your life, are you going to say, man, I wish I hit my macros that one day that I did this, this, and that? No, you are not. And that's the thing to realize, that in the grand scheme of things, this isn't it. This isn't your life. And I love to talk about competing because it's something I love. And it's something I will continue to do. And yes, my macros are very important for competing, but I see the bigger picture. I see that it's okay. I see that because I have a popcorn machine in my basement. I don't have the macro information for that popcorn machine, but it's okay. I track something similar and it's fine. It is fine. It's going to continue to be fine. A lot of people like to say memories over macros, and while I do find that saying to be helpful because sometimes it is so much more important to be in the memory than worry about your macros, you can also have both. You can track your macros and have the memory and not have to choose one or the other. The other night we made family dinner and I ate it and it took up a ton of my fats for the day, and I couldn't have cheese on one of my meals. It was major buzzkill. But you know what? I chose that memory, and I chose inconvenient macros, and I chose a less macro friendly meal. I could have made that same meal with less fat, but then it wouldn't be me cooking in the kitchen with my mom and eating dinner with my family. It would have been me being difficult. It would have been me choosing my macros over the memory, and that's not how you should live your life. So this video isn't to lecture anyone. It's just to allow you to think a little bit more, be a little more about how you're living your life and how you can better improve your life and how you can fit fitness into your life and not make your whole life fitness. And for coming from me, you might think, well, Sue, this is what you do. This is what you're going to do. Yes, but there is a bigger picture. There is more to life than hitting your macros. And there's more to life than weighing 5 pounds less. And this video is just to get you to think a little bit more about how you're living your life and if it is going to better your life, or if you are using flexible dieting to not be flexible and fall into a worse place. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Okay, peace out. Bye.